What's up guys, it is I, once again, Mr. Gamer 990, and today guys and gals, I want to talk about and review the 2000 release survival horror video game Resident Evil Code Veronica X, developed and published by Capcom, directed by Kato Hiroki, and of course produced and supervised by none other than Mikami Shinji himself, the creator of the Resident Evil series. And this video game, guys and gals, is not as much talked about as the other games in the Resident Evil series, but Code Veronica is without question one of my top 10 favorite games within the franchise, and a very underrated game if you ask me. This game is so good, so terrifying, and the architecture in this game is quite gorgeous, quite creepy, yet very well made, and takes place 3 years after the destruction of Raccoon City in the aftermath of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which was also a very good game and by far one of my top 3 favorites in the series, this one being among my top 10. And we follow the story of Claire Redfield, the younger sister of Chris Redfield, the best member of STAR's Alpha team, Alpha and Bravo, who was once under Albert Wesker himself. And Albert Wesker, guys and gals, is back in this game as one of the 2 antagonists, and boy oh boy, it's good to see him once again, because Albert Wesker, as scummy as he was, yours truly has a huge crush on him because he's such a dick, but a cool dick at that. And Claire Redfield infiltrates this facility in Paris, France, owned by the Umbrella Corporation, in search of her lost brother Chris, her beloved brother Chris Redfield, who she believed was held over there as a prisoner. Little does she know, however, she would soon be captured and taken to a remote island, in this island known as Rockford Island, somewhere in the Southern Ocean, far away from civilization. And this place, guys and gals, is very much a gothic environment which has all sort of zombies and many grotesque monsters who are unleashed on the island because of the fact that this island was attacked by someone, whoever that someone is. I think you guys and gals know who that certain someone is. I'll give you a hint, guys and gals. He's a cool dick who wears some shades, some sexy shades, and he's awesome, even though what he did on this island, Rockford Island, attacking it with his men who were provided to him by his employer from a new company he now works for. And this man attacked the island, thus unleashing all the monsters on said island. And Claire Redfield was released by this man. I believe his name is Rodrigo. He's one of the security officers on this island and the prison warden of Claire Redfield, who lets her go after the attack because there's no point keeping her captive, especially since they're all likely to die anyway. And Rodrigo is quite an interesting character who also suffers a tragic fate, but an interesting character nonetheless. And Claire Redfield was able to escape partly because of him, because of the fact that he let her go. And Claire Redfield would eventually meet this young man, a young boy who's 17 years old, 2 years younger than she. And this young man is Steve Burnside, one of the prisoners of this island, who was taken to the island alongside his father, who once worked for Umbrella. And because of his mistake, both his son and his wife, who has sadly departed from this world, God rest her soul, had suffered because of his mistakes, his foolish mistakes, as Steve Burnside describes. And Steve Burnside is another tragic character, very much like Rodrigo, both of whom suffered tragic fate, but Steve Burnside's tragedy is far more severe and far more heartbreaking, and something which does impact Claire Redfield in the long run. Claire Redfield, speaking of which, would soon learn that this island belongs to Alfred Ashford of the Ashford family, one of the 3 families who founded the Umbrella Corporation, along with the Spencer family and Marcus. To be more precise, Oswald Spencer and James Marcus. The Ashford, Marcus, and Spencer family are the founding families of Umbrella, and the Ashford family in particular are quite a royal family who pride themselves on money, power, control, status, and they look down on others who are below them. Being that the Ashford family come from royalty, they are quite the scumbags who are the absolute worst because they see themselves above people, and their pride, guys and gals, will lead them to their downfall, very much like it did the past members of the Ashford family including the father of the two current heirs of the Ashford family and their legacy. The father yours truly speaks of is Alexander Ashford and his two children, twins actually. Those twins are Alexia and Alfred Ashford, Alexia of who is the true heir of the Ashford family before Alfred Ashford, who willingly serves as her servant because he sees Alexia as a goddess, as a queen, the queen ant if you will, and he loves her so much to death. His love for her may be uncomfortable for some because of the fact that they are way too close with each other, but yours truly, personally speaking, does not mind it all that much. That's my personal opinion, but whatever you guys and gals feel towards them and their love which seems to be the romantic sort, it's your opinion and yours alone. Without going into much detail about the game and what transpires later in the game, within the story, within the narrative, we transition from Claire Redfield as the player character to playing another character, a character I guarantee you guys and gals is quite prominent, and many will acknowledge him as the main character of the Resident Evil series, the one who's been there since the very beginning back in 1996, and the one yours truly loves so much and has the biggest crush on. This man, this hero, this member of the STARS Alpha team is for you guys and gals to find out who that man is, who the second player character is. But this game, guys and gals, is so good, so amazing, so underrated, quite creepy, quite disturbing, really effective in the horror, the survival horror aspect of it. And this game, guys and gals, is quite merciless at times. Resident Evil Code Veronica can be difficult, especially if you're a new fan of this game, of this franchise, and are playing it for the first time in your life. But this game, guys and gals, is worth playing. Trust me, it is. The gameplay for its time is quite good and something I believe you guys and gals will enjoy, even though it does have the tank control, which many Resident Evil fans are either fans or not fans of. But yours truly does not mind the tank control all that much, because the tank control does add to the horror and the intensity and suspense of this game, especially when it comes to the monsters you encounter in the island, Rockford Island, and the other areas you will explore as Claire Redfield and this other character who yours truly will not mention. The visual effects and graphics are quite okay, even though many would consider them bad and quite mediocre. But to be honest, guys and gals, this game was made in 2000, so you can't expect much visuals or graphics from this game, but the gameplay and horror are still very effective and do work in favor for the players who are fans of survival horror, most definitely fans of the survival horror aspect of Resident Evil, the franchise which made survival horror popular, especially among the hardcore gamers. The writing and dialogue, guys and gals, I'll be honest with you, is quite bad, quite horrible, and just laughable, to be honest. Very much like the first Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and the following Resident Evil games, excluding Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which is by far the most well-written, most intelligent of all the Resident Evil games, in my personal opinion, because Resident Evil 7 Biohazard ranks at number 2 in my top 10 list, with Resident Evil 1, the remake, being my absolute favorite. But Resident Evil 7 Biohazard comes in second because this game is the most intelligent, and comes in second as the most horrifying of the entire series, in my personal opinion. Resident Evil Code Veronica is a really good game, a really good survival horror game, and one which will most likely please the fans of the series, even though the dialogue is quite laughable. But in my personal opinion, the dialogue is so bad it's actually good and quite enjoyable, to be honest. And this game also has many great characters, from Claire Redfield, Rodrigo, whatever his last name is, Steve Burnside, even though many will find him to be annoying and refer to him as a whiny little bitch, which is exactly what he is, a whiny little bitch who yours truly does like and does sympathize with to a degree. Alfred Ashford, Alexia Ashford, their relationship, which is explored in the story, and their love, guys and gals, is quite sincere, disturbing for some, but yours truly did care about them once again to a degree. And the biggest baddie of them them all, Albert Wesker also appears in this game, and my god, guys and gals, it's good to see him again once more. Resident Evil will never be the same again without Albert Wesker, who sadly dies in Resident Evil 5, which is very sad, but whatever. All good things must come to an end, which includes the ultimate baddie, Albert Wesker and his shades, and of course his cheesy lines, which is quite laughable because his lines is very much like a cartoon villain, but that's Albert Wesker for you. And this game, guys and gals, is so good, so amazing, so underrated, and definitely one you guys and gals have to try if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out my other channel where I talk about movies, anime, television, etc. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios, amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.